Hello everyone on YouTube, this is Will once again here, and today we're going to be taking a look at another Hornby train, and today we are also going to be reviewing Gordon. That's right, we are reviewing Hornby Gordon today. Now, for those who are wondering where have I got Hornby Gordon from, well, 9 years ago it was my 12th birthday. And I went to the Trafford Centre and spent my money on him as well as Diesel. So both of them were my two birthday presents when I was 12. And I've had Gordon and Diesel in my Hornby collection for so many years now. And I was happy having them in my Hornby collection ever since. Now then, let's get on with the details on the model itself. First off, here's Gordon. And, sorry, here's Gordon. And he's looking really cool. He has that smirk on his face. Like, I'm pulling the express today. Cool, isn't it? If I could zoom in a little closer. Yeah, here we go. Now you guys can look at it better. Yeah. Now, Gordon was basically based off a A1 Pacific or an A3. I think it's an A1. And that is what Gordon is based off. And that's what they've made Gordon out of, with this Fowler tender that he still has. Same size as Edward's tender and James's as well, isn't it? Whereas if Henry has like a 5MT tender. And Gordon, on the other hand, is looking very handsome. Look at him. His wheels are blue, and they're in a nice shade of blue. And the running boards are actually painted white, and his whole body is painted blue. And he's got red stripes, which I like about this model. And the whistles are really well detailed. A nice shade of copper, or gold, whatever you want to call it. And his squares are, on both sides, are red, and the windows are also yellow. And what's interesting about the tender engines, like I have mentioned in my Hornby Henry review video, is that you can see the inside of the cab where the driver and fireman can shovel coal into his firebox or smoke box or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, Gordon is a really decent model. I really love the Hornby Gordon. And Gordon, for those who already know or don't really know, is that Gordon is the Flying Scotsman's brother. That's right. Gordon is the Flying Scotsman's brother. As we have discovered in the first story of the 23rd Railway Series book, Enterprising Engines I think it was, in the first story called Tenders for Henry, where you see Flying Scotsman's first appearance in, and also in the Thomas and Friends CGI movie, The Great Race, or Great Railway Show, I think it was The Great Race. And the Flying Scotsman will always, and I mean will always, be the famous engine in the world. And here's Gordon's tender. The whole tender's been painted blue all over, which Hornby have done an amazing job at. Here's the front of the tender, which is realistic, like most fronts of the tender of other tenders are. And we still got the red stripes and number 4s on both sides. So yeah, he has a really well detailed livery on the tender, and the buffers are just the same as in the television series, front and back. And what I like about this model is that he's a smooth runner when you put him on track, but today his side rods, when I'm running him on track, sometimes look like that his brakes have been slammed and they hardly can't move at all, which I've got to fix, and I really don't like that at all. But still, I am never ever going to neglect this model, which is never really a good thing to do with most expensive models. And Gordon is an express engine, so no damage is ever going to be done to him, ever. The face is greyish black instead of white. I don't know why they call them greyish black. I know that Ducks is, but for some reason I always prefer a light shade of white for the faces of the Thomas characters, which definitely suits the TV series best, even though the Railway series might have grey faces or light white faces or whatever. I've not really read the Railway series books for a really long time. To be honest. And if Gordon were to have a different tender, or a tender like the Flying Scotsman's, then he will be properly based off the A1s, like off the Flying Scotsman, but without the Fowler tender. I did see a couple of pictures with Gordon's tender without becoming a Fowler tender before on the internet, on Google, but I know some might prefer the Fowler tender, which is practically fine. I know, because I know I do. And for those who like to use whatever shape of tender for Gordon you want him, that's fine. Want it, or him even, that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying that's an issue. And this model is in really good condition. If you guys want to buy this, I recommend you all keep this in good condition, no matter what. No matter what, because this nowadays might probably be an expensive model, or cheaper, or whatever. I don't really care for that matter. So, if you are a big fan of Gordon the Big Engine, you can either choose to buy the Hornby one or the Bachmann one, which I know is rather popular than Hornby, or maybe, I think maybe both of them are popular, I guess. What I have noticed is that the Hornby Gordon is in the is a resemblance to the Gordon in the Railway series, and the Bachmann one, as I have mentioned about Bachmann Henry in my Hornby Henry video, are both a resemblance of the Gordon and Henry in the TV series. I've always been a fan of Hornby for many years, and since then I had not heard of Bachmann since until I first discovered YouTube, and I've been a fan of both of them ever since, I guess, but I still wanted to buy the Hornby Thomas trains. So, this is Will signing out, and I hope you all have a nice day so far, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Goodbye, folks.